Scott here again with the Tourist Trap, back out here making it another great day. Today I am at St. Petersburg, Florida, and there's a lot of things to do in Central Florida area: Orlando, Tampa, Clearwater, St. Petersburg. More than just theme parks and beaches, we have museums, and today I'm taking advantage of the free museum day here in St. Petersburg. And I'm going to be visiting here right behind me, the Dali Museum. I haven't been here since they've located into this new building. It's been many years. It used to be called the Salvador Dali Museum, but now it's just the Dali Museum. There's a big line back there lined up for the free admission today. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to get in. There's a lot of people, but that's coming at you right now. There is quite a large line out here for the free admission today at the Dali Museum. All the museums here in St. Petersburg today are free. And one big line, I'm going to go all the way back here to the end of the line in this large crowd. Doesn't take much to get a crowd out. When you say free, they show up. Free is the magic word today. And we're going to go check out the Dali Museum for free. Well, I am finally inside, and this is the dome here right above the cafe. The museum is upstairs on the 3rd floor. It's a pretty cool, impressive looking building, I must say. There is a lot of people here at the Dali Museum today, and the very first print in the museum happens to be one that I have in my home that I purchased here many years ago. Granddaddy Long Legs of the Evening. I'm not sure if you can see it there. It's hanging on the wall. There's a lot of people here looking. We're trying to sneak up here and see if we can't see it a little bit closer.
This is how the war makes him feel totally ineffective and disheartened.
Dali was into self-portraits. Here's one of his earlier self-portraits in 1921 that he did. Very interesting. Almost looks like a witch. Here are some still life portraits. It's a little fishy, but some of these portraits are kind of fishy, to say the least. This one right here, it looks like he started to get into some nude portraits here in this era of 1925.
And the story is this: Dali's parents had a baby. They named it after the father, Salvador Dali. The child died between the ages of 2 and 3 years of age. 9 months and 11 days after the death of this first child, Salvador Dali, the artist, was born. And he writes 2 autobiographies, and he writes 2 different stories. One is, look at me, I'm a famous artist. The other one is, oh no, am I nothing but a replacement child? Did my brother have to die so I could be born? You can see where he feels both these things. So as you take a look from the canvas, and I hope everybody can see it, you've got kind of the face of a tween or a 12-year-old, and it's done in a style called Ben-Day dot, like pictures out of the newspaper, you know, dots. Only these dots are cherries. The red cherries represent the living Dali, and the black or dead cherries represent the dead brother. If you come over here and look between the eyes and the nose, you all of a sudden see the cherry stems form a molecule. As Dali gets expelled from the Surrealist group, he becomes much more interested in science and math. It answers a whole lot more questions. And then notice the double cherry stems above and below the nose. Dali sees he and his brother as Castor and Pollux, Romulus and Remus, more like twins than siblings who never met.
This here portrait, from looking at directly here with the phone, it looks like Abraham Lincoln, but when you're standing here, it does not look like Abraham Lincoln. This one here is called Memory of the Child Woman. It's a very interesting piece right here. This here room has a lot of black and white portraits that Dali took. There's quite a few people in here looking. It's really hard to look at some of this here or even show you much. Doing the best I can. And here is another Dali portrait that I actually have a print of this in my home. This one is called Enchanted Beach with Three Fluid Graces. And I just found it to be an interesting piece. Is why I purchased this way back years ago from this museum. And as you go further and deeper into this museum, the portraits do get larger. And I'm talking on a large scale, as you can see from this one back here on the wall. It is humongous. And here is another large portrait. This one's absolutely incredible. I really like this piece here. All the colors and everything. It's just absolutely incredible of how big this thing is, and how many people are here too is absolutely incredible as well. And you go around this way, and here's another large one back this way. And all the time it probably took to paint that. That is an absolutely incredible piece. Like I say, they do get larger as we go. And here's another one that I'm kind of drawn to. I kind of like this one. Into these oddball looking portraits, kind of a melting stuff going on, and a lot of colors, and kind of just really neat. And as you can see, it's a very large crowd today here at the Dali Museum. Some absolutely incredible pieces here by Dali. Always love coming here. It's a great place to come and spend the afternoon. Here's one that has an interesting title. It's called Old Age, Adolescence, Infancy, the Three Ages. And this was done in 1940. Kind of interesting, and the depth of that and everything on this one. Nice piece, very nice piece. And once you come outside into the foyer, there is a beautiful view of the bay out here, out through these glass windows here at the Dali Museum. And it does look like down here there's some storm damage from the hurricane here at the back of the Dali Museum. If you can see that right down there where the tree is uprooted, maybe they can put that back down in there, I'm not sure, down in their little garden area. I am going to go into the little extra exhibit they have here at the Dali. They change the exhibit out every so often, and right now for the next week or so it's the Chillida sculptures here of the sculptures of Eduardo Chillida. And we're going to go inside and see what kind of sculptures they have. And as you can see, this is a day at the museum for sure. Lots of people and some interesting sculptures here we're going to look at. Lots of interesting sculptures here. I like this one here. This looks like a bunch of chain links together or something. Very interesting. That would be pretty cool to be outside of a building or something. And over here, here's another one. This almost looks like some kind of a puzzle. Possibly. It's one of those escape games, maybe. Here's a whole bunch of sculptures. Looks like from ancient Egypt or something. Possibly. Some pretty interesting pieces. Here is another interesting sculpture out here in the middle. This sculptor seemed to like the metals, and the way that's put together, that is pretty cool. Well, I'm not too sure what this one is. It looks like a tree trunk, like an onyx, made out of onyx, looks like. It looks like kind of a tree trunk thing going on here. A little porthole to look through. If you're stuck out there in the woods, I guess, you look through that tree trunk for bears, maybe. This here big portrait looks like a bunch of ceiling tiles put together and some paint going on. I see the words L.A. there. I'm not sure if that's supposed to say L.A. or if maybe that's a faucet. It could be a lot of different things there. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? And one thing, when you go to the museum, please do not touch. I'm afraid to touch anything because the alarm will probably go off. Here's a little marble block here. You could probably make some good hot fudge on top of that marble block. They make that at the fudgery, I believe. They use that marble block, or Stone Cold Creamery maybe. Here's another marble looking block. I think out on the farm they call that a salt lick, but I'm not sure. It kind of looks like a salt lick, doesn't it? It's got a bunch of square holes in it. Not only does this here little exhibit have sculptures, it's got some artwork on the walls. They do look like some kind of diagrams or something. Looks like I'm not sure what that is, maybe the digestive system or something, but all of them are all these little lines and stuff, and not sure what they mean. All of them are uniquely different. This one here almost looks like the traffic pattern in downtown Orlando, doesn't it? I am now in the gift shop here at the end of the museum, and they do have quite a bit of Dali merchandise, everything from books to prints, and we're going to look at a few of these things. They do have a big wall of poster prints that you can buy of some of the Dali works that are in the museum, and only one that they still have up here on this wall that I actually own is the Granddaddy Longlegs of the Evening, which is way up there at the top. There's a few other prints here I wouldn't mind having. Pretty cool looking, and everybody today walking around with mustaches. See the Dali mustache. Everybody, they was handing out mustaches. Tim Tracker, he would be very proud of that. They have a lot of cool Dali merchandise here, everything from umbrellas to handbags to coffee mugs and coasters up here with all the Dali prints on it. Wouldn't mind to have that set of coasters there myself. And they do have several books on Dali here that you can purchase in this shop. And he was a strange individual, but one of my favorite artists. I did take art history, and I have a background and degree in art. So that's probably why I do like this museum. This is one of my favorite museums, is Dali. And they have also turned into shirts some of the Dali prints here, which is very cool. I do like that one right there, and I don't think I would get the matching pants with that though. And if you're not into the big poster prints, they do have the smaller size prints, the 5x7s and the 8x10s here that you can purchase. They do have several of these down through here. So many to choose from. There's one that we did see in the museum that they do have out here for sale. That is a picture of his dead brother that he did. And they do have some, looks like ornaments here, but what has caught my attention is this shelf clock, the time warp clock. Boy, I do want that. That is so cool. Dali was famous for the melting clocks in some of his portraits. That is just awesome. This one just stood right out to me. I have to see how much that is. And up here they have what I call the cones of silence. That's what they call the cones of silence. I worked at a TV station in Orlando that had the cones of silence, and this is where you can get underneath here and have a little video playing, and you can listen to the videos that they sell here in the shop. And if the big posters or the prints aren't your style, they do have the postcards. They have postcards, nice little memento, cheap memento of a Dali print. There's one of my favorites right there. That's just awesome. They even have a plush Dali here. Little plush Dali going on here, and some games here, and some children's attire here with the melting clocks, and even got a little pacifier here. If Tim Tracker has a baby, he can come over here and get him one of these Tim Tracker pacifiers for his kid. They have some Dali Museum shades here. If they were full color and had blue, I'd get me some new tourist trap shades for sure here that would say the Dali Museum on it. I have found some tumblers here from the Dali, and almost looks like a Tim Tracker product to me, but this one here I do like. It says on the side of it, it says the only difference between a madman and myself is that I am not mad. And that's a pretty good quote. Well, that does conclude my trip to the Dali Museum. Hadn't been here in years, and it was an experience. So if you're looking for something to do when you come to Clearwater, Central Florida, Tampa, or St. Petersburg, or Orlando, it's just a short trip over here to St. Petersburg to check out some of these museums. And I highly recommend the Dali Museum here in St. Petersburg to check out. One of my favorite museums. As I told you, I do own some prints from here. Some things in there I wanted to purchase today, but I'm going to have to come back. I can't afford all those items. But definitely that clock was super cool. But check online. They do offer some discounts sometimes. I got in because I was a resident here with the free museum day here in St. Petersburg, here at the Dali Museum. So hope everybody goes out there and when they come to town and check this place out. There's a link going to be there in the description for the Dali Museum if you care to check that out. Appreciate all you out there watching, all you subscribers. Take some time sometimes to go out and shoot these videos, but I do enjoy going and doing it, bringing you along for the trip. And remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Share this video. Leave me some comments. Love to hear those comments if you like this video. If I'm doing what you're liking, tell me where you'd like to see me go and cover next. I haven't run out of places to cover. We're still covering it, and more and more things coming. Halloween's coming. We're going to go back to Food and Wine again, and some out-of-town friends from another channel is going to meet up with us. That's going to be fun. Excited about that. So remember, always go out there, make it a great day, because you deserve it.